For the past month, I've averaged 40 kilometers every day. That's 25 miles, a near full marathon distance. No rest days, no mercy, just mileage. I've somehow survived this ludicrous block, but one final test awaits before I can ease back in the lead up to Valencia Marathon. Am I on track for the sub 210 dream? Well, what better way to find out than capping off this monster month with a cheeky little training marathon. So in this week's racing extravaganza, we're heading to Western Japan, Okayama City, to do battle with 15,000 Japanese warriors. These streets take no prisoners and the competition is as fierce as ever, but I'm fueled by an endless string of second and third place finishes. It's time to put an end to this serial marathon losing streak once and for all. So I've touched down in Okayama, going on the classic shake app now. And then I've got to get registered as well, pick up my number and all of that, sort the classic stuff, get the pre-carbo load in, and then I'm pretty much good to go. But now let's chat about this run, or should I say training session tomorrow. So I've hit up this massive park. I think this is actually where the marathon starts, and this is where the whole registration stuff is. So I'll end my run here. I've got to do a few laps and stuff first, because you've probably come to expect by now that these races are just standard procedure in terms of mileage. We're keeping the 40k every day kind of situation going, and with this one I'm going to try and stick to the game plan, which I somehow managed with that last Kanazawa marathon. So with that one I hit a session 30k steady and then a 12k pickup, and this time we're going even more extreme. This is basically the hardest training session of the whole block. It's one that I actually stole from Akasaki, who came 6th in the Paris Olympic marathon. I was speaking to his coach and he recommended, yeah, this is a quality one. It's like the last final big one. If you can do this and hit the paces, then you're definitely on track for that target marathon goal. And what this session is that I'm going to do during the marathon tomorrow, 3k at target marathon pace, and then 2k steady float. And we're looking with that to sort of 305s for the ons and then 330s for the offs. Brutal session that, with all the pace changes. It's still sort of 16, 15, 5Ks, and it would give me, I think, a 2:17 marathon. Which is a bloody tough ask in training, but it's about overcoming the fear of the distance and making the marathon fear you. Now, stop what you're doing. We have to interrupt this broadcast to bring you breaking news, live from the pavement-pounding capital of Japan.
Just hit 100. Wait, it just suddenly went up. Film. We're waiting on it. It was sat on like 99900, and then suddenly just bang, popped off.
How do you feel?
I've got the interview crew here.
How do you feel?
Moment. 100,000 in the Ran to Japan army. The growth's been crazy, especially recently. And my Nihonjin Torokusha, 最近上げてるね。Is that increase?
上がってる。
上がってる。そうそうそう。
Yeah, right.
本当にありがとうございました。So thanks again to all you legends for helping me get here and supporting the channel along the way. But the big question is, what happens now? So I've got a big documentary launching. So a few videos back, I talked about my French mates that are over here, and we had something secret in the works. Well, we thought that it might take another like month, 2 months maybe, to get to 100k, but things have gone a little mad recently. So at the end of the year, we've got a Ran to Japan documentary. It's gonna be hour long, like Netflix level. We're talking premium quality, we're up in the levels. We've got the cameraman going crazy.
So what's your plan next year?
I said that for 100k subscribers, I was going to do a 100k ultra marathon, and I was going to try and hit the world record. Well, because things have gone off so quickly, I've obviously got marathon season, I've got a whole load of marathons that I'm targeting. But all I can say for now is I've just entered my first official ultra marathon, the biggest ultra marathon on earth, and of course I'll be going for the win.
Okay.
Let's go. Boom. So we're only just getting started. Plenty to look forward to, but right now I've got business to attend to. So I'm in classic race prep mode. I've got the boots going, giving that a little chill, and I'm gonna edit this week's video. So that's gotta go out tomorrow. I've gotta finish that off before the marathon. But I've been doing a little bit of homework, or ChatGPT has at least. It's actually so good. I feel like I haven't used Google in about 6 months. Like since I discovered ChatGPT, it is incredible. So in the race program, I found a list of all the names, and there was basically 8 names listed above me. I think for some reason I'm ranked number 9. And I told ChatGPT, all right, do your research, find out their PBs. Have we got any danger men there? Looks like most of the guys are maybe 220 or just above, but there's one guy that actually ran 216 at this year's Tokyo Marathon. So the question is, how hard will he be going? I mean, Okayama isn't exactly Tokyo caliber, so I'll be surprised if he's running a PB. And I guess there's nothing I can really do about it because I'm just running completely my own race. And if I win, I win, but I've just got to get the session done. That's the main thing. I've also just been laying out my kit and prepping that. And like an absolute genius, I've gone and forgotten a vest. So I'm rocking the t-shirt, looking like an absolute amateur here, but maybe they'll just let me go when I sprint off at the start. Like, who is this fool? But all in all, it's just business as usual. I love these marathon days now. It's good prep for the real thing because I'm just so used to it. Like going through the process, doing the carbo load, got my carb drink here on the go, like all this sort of prep. When it comes to Valencia, it's not like I really get nervous anymore because I've just practiced it again and again and again. And since I'm all about routine, my pre-marathon meal was a Matsuya classic. Mountain-sized rice bowl, stir-fried beef, and all the trimmings to fuel me right up for race day. I'm not sure what's going on with these marathons, but it's again another filthy day. Just like the Kanazawa one, absolutely pouring with rain. It looks like it's going to be during the whole race. And again, it'll be nice and cold with this rain, so yeah, all in all, not too bad. Let's get stuck in. But quickly before we do, I want to give a shout out to Bob and Brad for keeping me in one piece. I've been on a crazy run of races recently, and I've always got my trusty massage gun by my side, traveling with me. And another weapon that I've added to my arsenal is the Easy Back Plus massager. So this is helping to take care of my upper body, because actually since I was a kid, I've had problems with my back and shoulder. I had this injury playing rugby, and I've never been the same since. Actually, if you see me run, I'm like completely lopsided, and it's because I had this nerve damage in my shoulder that's thrown off my whole sort of upper body. But as I'm sat here recording, I'm zapping away on my back, my lower back, and getting this nice little massage in. It's heated as well, so you can turn that on and off, and there's different settings as well for like speed, intensity. So I'm just loosening up my whole lower back, which tends to kind of curve when I get tired, like I've noticed in races. And you can actually use it in your legs as well. So I've been having a few little calf twinges lately, and I know a lot of people got the massage gun that I chatted about before from Bob and Brad. Quality, had loads of people saying yeah, they rated it. And if you want to check out this back massager and get a cheeky little discount, then I'll leave a link down below. So big up Bob and Brad, and now over to the race. So just like the last few races, we've got a live stream here, which is quality, because this race was broadcast all over TV. It was actually a whole lot bigger than I thought. This one had 16,000 people. It's like a solid tier, yeah, Japanese marathon. And as you see, there's some quality talent in it as well. Now, the problem we had with the last race, Kanazawa Marathon, is that there's basically no footage of me because they spent a ton of time with this comedian. And I think, again, they did kind of have that. But luckily, there was still plenty of footage of the actual race leaders. So you'll see me feature heavily. And we're about to get underway. Still absolutely chucking it down on the start line, and pretty much through the whole race, it was just non-stop rain. And it had actually been so heavy that there was full on like puddles in sections, like we were splashing through. So it's not exactly the quickest, but you can see we're underway here. Quite funny if you can watch me. So I'm wearing a t-shirt, I just look ridiculous. Absolutely casual right here, hobby jogger style. But then watch what I am compared to the rest of the field. Does no one believe in the tangents? What is going on, boys? I mean, I'm looking over like, what are you doing? Why are we curving round when there's a perfectly good bit of road here? We can cut straight through, keep that line, and run a shorter distance. So I've gone out hot here. I'm going, yeah, basically 3-minute Ks. I've got to get out fast. Like I'm freezing on that start line. So I thought, let's get rolling, warm things up. And as we sort of come together here, there's, yeah, a couple guys there as well. I'm thinking, not sure if this is a sensible pace, because obviously I'm not even going to be holding this for the whole race. Like I'm going to be alternating between those 3K at this kind of 3:05 pace and then dropping back for 2K. But these guys look pretty strong, and we'll find out later who they are. But at this point, I'm just locking into pace, kind of getting a feel for those 3:05s, which just still does feel ridiculously quick. Like the thought of holding it for 42K is kind of mad. But then I guess before I would have said that about half marathon, like holding 3-minute Ks, that was impossible. In training, like during a heavy week like this, I could barely hit like 8 times 1K at 3-minute Ks with recoveries. And then I've knocked out 21K at that pace. So you just never know, I guess, with like racing. And I'm always doing this in heavy training. So I'm carrying some serious fatigue in. But I realized here that there's one guy sat just behind me. And I did a bit of research before the race and realized there was one danger man. So I just had to look out for runner 1002, who it turns out was actually the guy just behind me. This guy called Toyoda, and he's ran 2:16 at this year's Tokyo Marathon, and he was actually in a group with me. So we were chatting loads after the race, but turns out we ran for a lot of the Tokyo Marathon together, and he's a legit runner. You can see here, he's looking pretty smooth. And he's gone out hot with me, so he's sticking to me at this like 303, 304 per K pace. And then when we cut back here, so they're just going through 5K, these boys, and there's another guy that's caught up with that leader, and he's a guy called Koyama, and he's again a great runner. He won last year's race. So these are basically the two favorites, I guess you could say. And then sitting just behind them, you see in the distance, who's that guy with the thunder thighs, plowing along. I've just hit 5K there, so you can see me speed up suddenly, because I've gone 3K through in like 9:10, so kind of 303, 304 per K. Then I've had the 2K steady float. I've kept that around 325s. And then as soon as we hit the 5K, bang, I'm gone. So I had a lot of people asking after, I guess, that didn't realize what I was doing, kept seeing me coming back and forward in the live stream, like, seem to be changing paces, and yeah, it's literally because I'm doing a session. Here you see the boys at the front chatting, and I think it's because when I was running next to Toyoda, so at the start, I think maybe 3K in, I suddenly dropped back and slowed down, and he's like, "Eh, what? Like, what's going on?" in Japanese, and I explained, "I'm doing this, change pace," called a henkaso in Japanese. And I think he's telling, the other guy what's going on here. Because I guess it's a bit unorthodox to do this in the middle of the marathon. Like, both of these guys are fully tapered for this race. Like, it's a target race for the season for them. But at this point, I'm still feeling good. You can see me closing in now on the leaders, catching up. I put out on my Instagram story that I was racing this, and apparently the live stream was just taken over by the RTJ army. But here I'm edging up, so obviously I'm going to keep bouncing back and forward. Like, as I speed up, I'm obviously moving a whole lot quicker than them now. But then as soon as it gets to that recovery, the float, then I'll drop back. So it's a frustrating way to run it for me, because I'm just, in the back of my head, I'm thinking, I want to just jump on with these boys, run it through. Like, that's obviously the sensible way to run. But to get the proper stimulus from this training, I want to make it as hard as possible, so I'm trying to bounce in and out. But here I'm just moving past, and I've got my float coming up. So this is now the second rep that I've just finishing up here, the 3K of. So I know that, I'm going to get a tiny lead, but then I'm going to lose that almost straight away. And God, I look powerful. Yeah, always the Japanese runners at the front, they're so lean, and they always look so smooth as well. I feel like the last race, Harada, who won the Kanazawa Marathon, and then again here, like, both of these boys are just smooth movers compared to this cart horse just pounding the pavements. It's funny seeing myself run like this, because usually I'm always like selfie, hand cam like that. So it's actually quite recent that I've only been able to like see these live streams the last couple of races. So it's interesting to see my running style. I always feel like I'm so smooth, relaxed, but then you see it here and I feel like I'm fighting the pavement. A certified fridge freezer unit. And there we go, that's the float now coming up. Cruise back, I think I'm gonna take my first gels. I had, I think, 6 gels just sat around in that waistband there. There's quite a few bridges on this course actually to get a nice bit of elevation gain. There was one monster later, like ridiculous bridge. Mostly the course is flat, but then because you get these ups and downs, I think the actual total elevation gain was like 200 meters. So like comparing this session, I'm thinking, to before Tokyo Marathon, where I'm doing all these sessions around Yoyogi Park, like it's so much harder doing it in these conditions. Like there's no protection from the wind. The surface is uneven, it's rolling, it's bumpy. So it's actually a whole lot easier doing it in training, but tell you what, so much more fun racing it. And here it looks like the 10K mark. You'll see me suddenly lap my watch and then bang, I'm gonna take off, try and claw them back in, but it's a fairly big gap now, and we'll see that they keep the pace. So they're on for, I think they're running at about 2:14 pace, 2:15 pace. So these boys are moving at the start. So it's classic Japanese style to start with, and we'll just have to see whether they'll slow down in the later stages and if I can just hold this pace, because we're on the 3rd rep now, and to think that I've got planned, another 8, or I guess 9 if you include that final one. And I like that, we've got me just lurking in the background. So the camera's, clearly trying to get us in. Probably trying to work out what I'm doing. And now again, I'm moving into seconds. I keep bouncing between sort of 1st, 2nd, 3rd, like all over the place. And he looks comfy at the front, just waving to the crowd. Smooth mover right here. The coverage is cutting through a little bit all over, but we're still getting a solid bit of race coverage. Some nice TV time. And I had actually loads of YouTube comments on my latest video in Japanese, so just after this race.
さあ、男子2位が来ました。ナイスラン、ナイスファイト、ジェイクファイト。YouTuber のジェイクでした。
But this is where things start to get a little bit nasty. So we hit a turnaround. I've been feeling pretty comfy till now, but then I realized we've had a tailwind for pretty much the whole time till now. And then we hit this headwind and it gets more and more heavy and there's no protection. Like obviously I'm running solo this entire time and that's when it starts to get really hard. So coming up for this fourth rep, I think I'm still on pace. I've kept those 305s, but then I'm noticing the recovery starting to feel harder. So it's sort of 225s, but then starting to slip slightly towards the 330s. And it feels like I'm working kind of hard still and that steady. So then when we cut through now, this is halfway point here. You can see me just coming through half and I split pretty much bang on 68. That's rapid. I'm on for a 216 and the leader here, Toyoda, he's like well under PB pace now. So I thought I'd be winning by a mile. I'm not gonna lie, like looking at last year's results, it's one in outside 220. I thought, oh, I can cruise this training race, take the dub, no problem. But just classic Japan. Every race this year, there's always some secret weapon that comes out. But we've now skipped forward. So we did the fourth rep there of these 3Ks. That was all right, still on pace. Fifth rep, started to slip a tiny bit, like sort of 307. And then now, I think I'm just starting, my sixth rep. So I've just gone through 25K. You can see just in the back, Koyama there. So we're sort of bouncing back and forward as I'm doing these slower floats and then picking up for the reps. But this is where it's getting hard for me and I just cannot hit pace. We're going into this massive headwind. It's like I'm battling, I'm trying to absolutely kill it there, which feels like, doesn't matter how hard I push, I just can't get anywhere near 305. So we're now looking like 310, 309, and then the final one was a 315. And I thought at this point, okay, there's no way I'm gonna be able to do another rep at this into this headwind, like my legs are heavy. But I decided to change it up there. I thought if I've got any chance of winning as well, I have to try and run steady. So from 30K, I've really got a really good stimulus, like solid bit of time banked at 305s. And now it's just about survival, trying to crawl my way in with nothing really in the legs. Like when you've cooked it, just go in that bit harder. Compared to, you think, Kanazawa Marathon, ran 217, but for that, it was a steady run or a slight sort of progression and then pick up. Whereas this, I've flooded my legs with lactic. I've absolutely buried them. And then I'm asking them to keep going at a solid pace. And I see the lead, it's just, I'm not gaining on them. And Toyoda here, he starts to slow a bit, but so do I. So it's like the gap's sort of not growing anymore. It's about a minute and a half. I just can't close it in anymore. So I keep just about those 320s, but he comes in here, absolutely smashes it, destroys the course record. So classic, the 1 year that I enter ends up being the fastest year ever of Okayama Marathon. And he's coming in here just dipping under 217. So 216, monster run. And as I come into the stadium, pretty relieved that I've made it. I'm acknowledging the fans, waving to the crowd because I can see myself on this big TV being displayed. A whole load of cheers and stuff, like all these people in the stadium. It's pretty cool, almost like a little victory lap, except I am the first place loser, which I've got so used to at this point. The amount of times I've come second and third in these Japanese marathons, it is a joke, man. The focus is obviously Valencia, this year. So I don't want to waste mileage, basically drop down and taper when this is training, like all part of the master plan. And throw off a little peace sign there. Number 2, I'm not too tired, breathing wise I'm okay, but it's just the legs are pretty heavy. And I was loving it, big support from the crowd, everyone giving it big ones. And now the race is over, it's time for the real challenge.
はい、素晴らしいですね。去年家族と一緒に岡山に行きました。旅行のため、この時めっちゃ好きだったのでマラソン出ました。走ってみて岡山の街はどうでしたか？すごいですね。皆さんの応援してくれてありがとうございます。雨じゃ多いですけど、コースで 人多いさ、本当にありがとうございました。日本に来る前、イギリスでは小さい頃病気もされて、先生もう一度。小さい頃病気をされて、病気を克服して。
Now, what threw me off here was they were talking about some sickness when I was younger. I was like, what? I don't remember being sick. I was perfectly healthy, I swear. So I didn't have a clue what they were on about. And then I realized, oh, wait, they're talking about the chest surgery that I had, which I would call an injury or kega in Japanese. But I guess they use the word byoki, which I think of as illness. So that one there just caught me out. They snuck in that cheeky little word there.
そうですね。はい、すいません。日本語赤ちゃんですけど。若い時全然走れなかったですけど、25歳から 気で、走って始めました。
どうですか、皆さんにマラソンに来ました。どうですか、ぜひ聞いてください。
日本のマラソン文化すごいだと思います。我慢みたいな、この理由、実はマラソンのため日本に引っ越しました。日本のマラソン選手めちゃくちゃ強いと思います。さあ、本当に素晴らしいと思いますね。
日本のマラソン文化を伝えるために、こういうね、プロのランナーとしての活動をされているということなんですよね。本当にお疲れ様でした。
ありがとうございました。
I couldn't believe how many shouts of "Ran to Japan" or "Jake" I had from Japanese people during this race. So, 皆さん、チャンネル見てありがとうございます。
Congratulations! Run to Japan!
So there was some legendary support out there, and of course after the race we had the award ceremony, and I think we got some quality prizes on the way, but I'll be unboxing them in the next video if they arrive in time, hopefully. So you can catch that one by hitting the subscribe button, but until the next time, this has been Jake. Don't forget to check out Bob and Brad. I'll see you next time. Remember, train harder, not smarter.